Hello, everyone. My name is Osen ajape. Welcome to another video. Today, I'll be taking you through a tourist project. This is a tourism project which has to do with a tourist experience in Tanzania. So, I'll be taking you through an analysis, insights, what is life like in Tanzania as a tourist center. As you all know, Tanzania is in East Africa. It's one of the most uh, tourist center in Africa, and Tanzania made of may use 25% of its land for tourist center. So the introduction of this, I actually used a data set from Tanzania tourist sector, which will be covering a lot of tourist purposes, impression, and the age group of people who are traveling down there, and the percentage of a lot of insights, probably the percentage of people that are going down there, percentage of countries, top countries, and all that stuff. So the aim of this project is to actually see what people are into, to gain an insight into tourist satisfaction and experience, and to see if there is any area of improvement if necessary. So here is my agenda. My agenda for this project is actually to see what purpose are people traveling to Tanzania for. Like, what's the travel purpose? Is it for leisure? Is it for business? Is it for education? Or what other purpose are they traveling for? And the age group of these people, the distribution of these stories by gender, and see the number of genders, which are both male or female, which one has the highest dominant gender, the top countries we are visiting these tourists, tourism rather. So, and to see if it's actually the first trip to Tanzania or not. And a lot of insight and analysis will be made throughout this video, and I will make a conclusion and a recommendation if necessary. First, before I waste much time, first I have a chart here which actually show a distribution or a visual representative of an age group and reason why this age group are traveling to Tanzania for tourism. First, I have three age group here, as you can see in this chart. So on the age group 25 to 44 actually dominate the chart. So it shows that there's a lot of young people and young adults per se, traveling down to Tanzania. They actually made up a high percentage of people traveling to this country. So almost they made up like 50% of travelers to this country. So, and also another thing I also discovered in this visualization is among all the age group, from the young adults to the senior, there is high percentage of people traveling to this country for leisure and holiday. As you can see here, the blue bar actually represents leisure and holiday, and this dominates or the purpose why people are traveling to this country across all the whole age group, and the least dominant reason across this age group is for academic and scientific purpose. So it's not for an academic country, it's majorly for leisure purposes. So as that being said, I'll be giving you a percentage representation of the age group. So as you can see, the young adult, which is 25 to 44 age group, actually dominates this travel group and make up of 57.8% of traveler in this country. So followed by the age group 44 to 64. So, and followed by 65 and above age group, as you can see in this chart. So, and also, mind you, or blue, the deep blue actually represent the number of male, while the light blue actually represent the number of female. As you can see, the deep blue, which is the male, has the highest percentage of male traveler in this country compared to like women. So before now, I would assume that women are actually more of the traveler to this country, but data just clearly shows us that assumptions can be so wrong, especially with data, everything can be bring up to light. So you can see this is the number of female traveler and number of male traveler. So the male made up of 54% travelers to this country, while the female made up of 45% traveler to this country. And here is the top 10 countries to this country who travels to this country. You can see I have United States topping the chart, followed by Italy. Another thing I noticed from this visualization, which is very obvious to anyone, you can see this pink, I think this pink, right, shows that people, spouse, or people who are coupled up or married or something like that, actually travel more to Tanzania for whatever reason. It could be leisure, it could be whatever reason, which is what most people travel for. So there are more of couples traveling to Tanzania as opposed to any other type of people that are traveling there. So as you can see as well here, another insight here is Zimbabwe, which have 52. This blue one, which is solo people, shows that there is high percentage of people traveling alone to Zimbabwe. And that could be as a result of because it's a neighboring country. Zimbabwe is in Africa as well. So that could be because it's easy to commute to Tanzania as opposed commuting from US to Tanzania. So there are a lot of single people traveling there alone. Maybe because it's easy to commute, they have this strong relationship, and it's probably the only tourist center in Africa. So in that way, they wouldn't have to like plan much in having to gather everyone, like family and friends, to travel together. It's something that anyone could travel easily without having to make much plan. You could go there anytime you like. So that could be the reason because it's easy to commute. It's quite close. And yeah, we have what are the most impressive traits people enjoys in their experience in Tanzania? So you could see I have a bubble chart here from Power BI. So the bubble chart shows that the most impressive experience of most tourists in Tanzania is the relationship with the people of Tanzania. Shows that a high percentage of people enjoy the Tanzania people. They enjoy the company hospitality or friendly people or they are being cozy and all that. So followed by the wildlife. So the wildlife could be the safari. They have a lot of safari, desert, where there are lions, elephants. And this is wildlife is mostly found in Africa. So Tanzania has this wildlife experience, which most people from the West or every other part of the country like to explore in Africa. So that's another impressive part, which kind of attract a lot of people down there to Tanzania. And also Tanzania, you could see the most impressive experience. The third one is the country landscape. So the country could have some wonderful landscape like sea or probably mountains or a lot of hills and all that stuff, which attract more people for like hiking or mountain climbing and a lot of stuff. So beautiful view. I know that most people like beautiful view and as well. So that are like the top most impressive traits or experience which people enjoy more in Tanzania. And you can see here this donut chart actually represent the percentage of first timer and people who are coming back as their second or consecutive visit to Tanzania. So there are a lot of first timers to Tanzania, which made up 68%, almost 70% of people coming to Tanzania as tourism. And previous attendee or previous people who have visited there for tourism or who have attended Tanzania made up of 32%. So this shows that there is a lot of interest in this country as a tourism from a new set of people trying to explore this country and see what the life is, what the tourism life is like. So as opposed people who were there before. So my last insight here analysis here or from the data I have, it's effectiveness awareness source for Tanzania tourism. This basically is saying how do people get to know about tourism in Tanzania. So topping the chart is through travel agent and tour operator. So this is the heat map chart. So this shows that the travel agent is the actual media means of outreaching many people to make them aware of the tourist life in Tanzania and letting them know that, oh, these are like it is to enjoy more in Tanzania. So travel agent and tour operator has actually been the key means of media to Tanzania outreach to like tourism and to tourists in general. So followed by friends and family. Friends and family, what this tells you that your friends and family who have probably been to the country for tourism purpose or were tourists back then actually make reference to this, are actually inviting friends, family, or their close ally or people to Tanzania to visit, and followed by news and magazine. So these are the top media means in which people are actually get to hear about the tourism and actually being interested and coming down to Tanzania. So as that being said, this is my conclusion here, which says that the most travel age group is the young adult. They are more male traveler as opposed to female traveler, and also most people are aware of the tourist center in Tanzania through the travel guide or agency, and also the top country is from the USA. A lot of couples are traveling down there. A lot of couples actually coming to Tanzania for tourist purpose. There's a lot of insight that was covered from here. And lastly, my recommendation is firstly, you want to target the market in USA and Italy. You want to be able to dominate that market, especially when you have most of your tourists coming from that country. You want to be able to do things that attract more people, reaching out to more people through your travel agent, and also creating a better experience for tourism to enjoy as well, so they could go back home and bring more people, push out the tourist experience and how they had the best time there. So you want to be able to boom this market in these countries, and also want to, and another recommendation is increase people experience by bringing new activities that could resonate with different age group, especially the young age group and the adult age group, especially young adult age group, because these are the most popular people who are traveling down there. You want to bring something to that could relate to you, that could enjoy the more, and probably something from the US and Italy, maybe cultural something which they could, or traditional value which they had back home, they could make them feel at home. And also, you want to attract more female as well because you have high dominance of the male coming down there, and you want to keep improving both genders as well too by doing activities or scheduling tasks for like different genders to attract them as well too. Um, Basically, I think that those are my recommendations out there. So you want to be able to build more attraction within the country because most people enjoy the friendship, the relationship they are getting from the people in Tanzania as opposed the tourist experience in Tanzania. So you want to bring in more activities, more engaging activities, more fun leisure activities into the tourism in Tanzania. So I think with this, I've come to the end of this video, um, and I hope my presentation is well received and well heard, and it does make sense, and the recommendation actually put in place for a betterment of this country. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time. Bye.